Hey everybody, welcome to the Redacted No More podcast. We have Chaos King. Yeah, fuck you, Chaos as well. We have Rook, Fap and Nap, now known as Naps.
With a Z.
Yeah,
Hello, hello.
and I'm Ash. And today we are going to talk about a movie called Man from Nowhere. And we'll see if that man who was from nowhere got somewhere or not. Did he? Did he got somewhere? Or was he still nowhere?
Honestly,
Well,
I'm
he
not
got
even
to.
sure. Was this dude's like a pedophile or something?
Nah,
A
man, get the
pedophile
fuck out of here.
hitman?
How the fuck do you... Man, that's the problem in
Like,
today's environment. You cannot talk to a kid, otherwise you're a pedophile. Poor Rook. How will he survive?
I mean, let me just quote something she said. The little kid said, "I went to the bathroom earlier, and he came in. I got scared, so I came to your
What
house.
the fuck?
You got any food?" That's how the movie started. He was like, "Yeah, I was in the bathroom earlier, and he came in. I saw him. It was awkward for me." And he looked at her like, "Yeah, I bet it was, babe."
Dude, you just have to make everything fucking weird. It's alright.
Um, and then he literally was like, "You want some food to eat?" And he invited her into his house. The parents don't even know. We don't know anything about the dad. The
Yeah.
mom doesn't even know she's there. But
Well,
she's a good mother. She knows he's a creeper, and she's like, "Hey, Pedo, let my child go." But he literally hid the kid underneath the tablecloth and gave her some food to keep her quiet,
dude, that's
so
you.
he could
You're
keep
just
her there.
fucking
Like
changing the story. I
he
have
is
never
so
fucking seen. Get
creepy.
the fuck out of here,
He
man.
is
Don't
grooming
change the
her.
story. Don't change the story. And basically, she was just saying like, "Hey, if you wanna fuck me, I'm interested in you." So that was whole like a mom's plot of getting the guy to fuck him.
The only people in this movie that were good to her, the first one, the old lady who purposely missed throwing dirt at her, just so she could save her life, give her a job, and teach her how to survive on the streets when she knew her mother was dead.
Dude, she. You don't
She taught her
understand
how
that. She
to
was not teaching her that.
how to money laundering.
She said that
She taught
basic.
her how to drug trafficking. She gave her friends. The girl had a career.
It's
She met
it's
a
sad. It's sad, but it's true. I mean, they did a better job raising her than her own prostitute, heroin addicted mother. She
and
was
the
OD
pedo
half of the time.
and the
Like,
pedo who tried
yeah,
to groom her. He did
Dude,
a terrible job too.
dude, he did not groom her. What the
In
fuck?
fact, the best male figure in her life was Manny Pacquiao. Like he came in, she was like, "You're gonna take me to see my mom," and he was like, "Oh my god, your mom's dead. Oh my god." And then old 500 bodies was like, "I have your mom right here in my hand," and he was like, "I'm gonna take you to meet her." And Manny Pacquiao saves her life. And old pedo head, the pedo, it killed so many innocent people, good innocent people, for no reason. Lives were ruined. Cars were stolen from innocent people on the streets
Yeah, and
and
now
shot
Chaos
at.
has just
Insurance, the insurance will not cover that. Okay,
you know,
insurance will
Chaos,
not
you
cover
can
that.
really be a
Cars were damaged in
politician.
parking lot.
You
The insurance will not cover
can,
that.
you can really be a
He
politician. You
hurt
know
so many
how to
people
distort
for
the
no
truth and
reason.
just present it
He is
in a
a
way that
and he was
paints
trying to
the
groom
good
and
guy as the
he
bad guy.
literally
You really do a good job.
he groomed
You
her.
really do a good
Like he
job.
dude,
did
I
what R.
told you
Kelly,
this
he did what
before.
Morgan Freeman did, okay? At the end of the movie, the little girl's like,
Nah, that's
"Can I
not
call
what
you
happened.
daddy?" And he's like, "Give me a hug. That's all I want, little girl. Hug me." Like
You
he set
know,
this all up from the beginning.
okay. An alternative title for this movie could have been "The Things Pedro Do for a Hug," because
Exactly.
that's literally like the lead of the movie. Like, can I get a hug?
Yes.
And she's like, okay.
Like he
Bro,
literally
how
trained her
can
to
you say
believe that
that,
he's the
buddy?
only person in
How
the
can
world
you
that
say
cares for
that?
her.
Oh, then again,
When there's even that old
Roke I
man, the
can
old man
understand.
at the shop,
Roke is a
he cared
pedophile,
for
so
her.
no, Roke I can
The
understand.
old
He's a
man at the shop
pedophile, so
was
he
looking
just
out for
thinks
her.
that,
But this
oh,
guy,
what can I
he
do in
literally
this kind of
trained her.
situation?
He
So Roke kind of
manipulated her to
puts
believe
himself in the
that he was the
situation, and
only
he's
one that
like,
could help her.
what will I do?
Remember,
How will I
she
fucking
was like,
approach the
"I hate
girl?
you, but
What will I do?"
you're the
And
only
then that's what
person
Roke
that looks
does.
out for
And
me,
Roke is
and it
just
hurts me
trying
to
to
hate
steer the
you.
whole
So I
thing into this
forgive
whole
you."
thing. I'm
Oh,
like,
the,
what
But
the
he
fuck?
no,
damn
no,
well knew
What
that
are
yeah.
we
that
going
old
to
man
do?
was
What
looking
are
out
we
for
going to
her.
do? What are we going
He
to
No, you
do?
know
What
knew.
are we
what,
going to
Chaos?
do? I don't understand.
That part was good. I like the dialogue, and I like her dialogue on that scene. It makes sense too.
Bro, you shouldn't like that dialogue. She's stupid. She didn't even know what she was talking about, okay?
It's good dialogue because it's true. She's like even you. You're like he's like the most reliable person in her life, and even he
But
fails her.
he's not.
But
He's
but
not.
he's
There's so many other
like,
people
hey,
out there.
no, didn't you get that the whole town hated that girl for no reason?
Bro,
Everybody
look.
hated her.
Well, she's very easy to hate. Like, did you see her? Her dumb.
Remember when the cops started beating on her too, and everybody joined in. People that
Hey,
were
I
walking
would.
by just started hitting her too.
Bro, she's a thief. She stole from the old man. Remember? And he was like, "It's okay. She can have it."
Nah, he was cool.
I
He was cool
understand.
about it.
That
He
happens
And he,
never hit
because he
her.
everywhere.
cared,
He's
because
like
he
the one
cared,
character that never hit her.
he cared, but he cared about her. But this dude,
And you
this
call him,
pedo,
and you
made
call that
her
old man
think
Bill
that no one else
Cosby.
cared about
And
her.
you all call that older man Bill Cosby, buddy.
He is Bill Cosby. He is, but he cared about her.
Bill
Like
Cosby is a
he
Yeah,
even
killer.
at
Bill
the
Cosby.
end when he came back, he was like,
If
"Why
you
the
have
police
put the
here, babe?"
dude, if you have put the dub version, Bill Cosby did the dub for that guy.
She can keep it, but you're gonna owe
She can
me.
keep the yellow pudding. She can. I have more.
But you're going to owe me. Why are the police here, honey? You've gotten some real shit. But like
You
the
know
fight.
what? This movie. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Rami.
I was just gonna say
No,
the fighting was kind of disappointing, but yeah.
Yeah, the fighting was
no, you
really
know what
disappointing.
I was gonna say that this movie, it's like 80% similar to Deliver Us from Evil. It's like the same shit. You ask me
Hey.
to watch the same, like the director's cut
Just a
of the
slower version.
Deliver Us from. It's like the same shit. There's a guy that doesn't want to get involved. He's like a special agent, and in that other movie was he's as a killer.
The
And
guy
there's
that
a
has the
little girl.
weapons. The guy with the weapons.
Yep, exactly. There's a little girl that comes into his life, and he's
Yep.
gotta be the parent.
No, that
It's
was
the
actually
same
his
shit.
daughter, though.
Bro, Ash, you got some like sick dream. His daughter been dead. Like his daughter never came alive. His
No,
daughter was
I'm
a
talking
fetus.
about Deliver Us
Not
from
even a
Evil. In
You,
that
fetus.
movie.
An
In that
embryo.
Deliver Us from Evil, that
you know
girl
what,
was
dude?
his
That's just
daughter.
gonna the next movie from Match is gonna be the same thing.
Man, Deliver Us from Evil was better.
Deliver Us
Honestly,
from Evil.
look,
Mm.
look. Deliverance and Evil had better fashion. Like the guy, he was so fashionable. The butcher, he was he's so fashionable. They had a Gucci man on this one, or Dolce and Gabbana, but this asshole pedo kept ruining. Like everyone hated this Gucci man.
In terms of cinematography of the fights, I would say Deliver Us from Evil is better. But in terms of the movement themselves, this one has better movements because
Bro,
the actors seem more like athletic than the or like more on
uh,
point with the fighting than
uh,
the guy from
uh,
Deliver Us from Evil.
even the fight against Manny Pacquiao, like no, it was missing so many parts.
That fight made me laugh a little bit because it was like swords. It was like a sword fight with little knives making sound. Yeah, and they just clink, 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 and you're like, "Holy shit! They're really trying to make something out of this." But it wasn't bad. It was okay.
Yeah, it
It
looked
was
good.
one of the best
Uh,
fights.
None of the fights really stood out. They were all kind of meh. Like if you've seen any like actual like, let's just say since this is Ash's week, like any Asian movie with fighting, this is subpar.
Uh, I would say the action is a little better than the choreography than Little Rips from Evil, and also I
I'll
would
be
say
honest.
like the
I don't remember
go ahead.
Deliverance of Evil that well.
You don't remember shit, dude. You got like you're gonna get Alzheimer's at like at 40. I'm pretty sure you should enjoy your youth. because you're gonna lose it. You're not gonna remember all of this.
Uh,
No, but I would say in this movie, also more interesting than in Deliverance from Evil, because like you can see like their inner workings better in this movie. But in Deliverance from Evil, they had somebody you could focus on, which was the Butcher. In
Yeah.
this one, I couldn't really focus on any villain. They were all like
well,
different Chinese guys or whatever, but none of them really stood out as the Butcher. You know, I didn't
well,
have like a clear cut villain that I could like. You know what I
uh,
mean?
that's because they weren't villains. Let's be honest here. The PETA was a villain.
Man, why the fuck you gotta make the good guys villain, huh?
How was he good? Literally, they didn't do anything to the little girl. They literally kept her safe, and they were just playing a little
Dude,
joke on him.
nah.
And he went ahead and killed these people, and then he found out she's perfectly fine. And this dude doesn't even apologize.
No, to be
He's
honest,
like, "Give
that
me a
was the
hug,
Thai
little
guy.
girl."
The Thai guy actually killed the doctor and
Nah, they all.
replaced the eyes.
But see, they didn't do anything. He killed them for no reason at all. The brother didn't have to die. The dude
Damn
was just
right.
playing around.
Yeah,
And then he's just like, well, oh well, give me a hug, little girl. Like what? What kind of thing is this? So many innocent people were murdered. They have families. They have wives. They have kids. Insurance. Their insurances too. I doubt they had life insurance, but their car insurance. They're not gonna cover all that.
Ridiculous how you care more about car insurance than the life of that
Okay,
little girl.
the guy
yeah,
in the
that's
street after he left the club,
materialistic
he had his
man.
car stolen, and then when the cops shot his window, that's not gonna come. At the end, when the guy was trying to drive away, he shot his car's tire. He crashed into like 3 cars. Hell, when his wife got ran over, she took like 3 cars with her.
Yeah,
You know how
he's
I
like,
he
found
caused.
that
like, I'm taking the car, not the truck driver who's just pushing me inside of other cars. No, 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 it's just me. I just want to get inside the other car while getting hit by a truck. So I just, rush over to the other car. That's what the wife was thinking, right? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Bro,
I found that whole scene hilarious because he's
listen.
like she first of all she gives a thumbs up, and when she did, I'm like, you are so fucked. Like you're beyond fucked. You shouldn't have done
I
that.
expected
Okay,
the car
and
to blow
then
up.
just out of nowhere,
Yeah,
out of no
I
Did they
expected
out
the
ever
of
car
nowhere,
to
a
say?
truck
blow up.
comes
I
Did
and
they
expected the
ever
just
car
say
to
who the
crashes
guy
blow up.
into her.
was? Did they say who the guy
No,
was?
he was just a hired killer or something.
Yeah,
They didn't even relate it. He's just some random dude. He's probably just got he's taking his driving test and he failed it, so he pulled out a gun and started shooting people.
but yeah, like I was expecting the car to blow up, but suddenly the truck came and bish. Normally they go for
Yeah, dude.
car blowing up scenes.
And the wife was so dumb too. She's like, when she found out when they had the ultrasound, she was like, "I'm so proud. Proud of what? Like, what's she proud of?"
Oh, you're such a dick, dude.
Chaos is like making kids is
He was happy. No, the funny part is like, can I give you a hug? Come on. I mean, you can say
Yeah,
what you like about this guy, okay? But at least he asked for consent first, okay?
bro. Okay, so when you found out you were having a child, did you ask your wife, "Can I give you or your girl? Can I give you a hug?" Or did you just hug her?
dude consent. He even asked for
Dude's a simp.
dude. He
I
even
know, I
asked
just hugged her.
May I please hug you,
Yeah, that was
queen?
so weird.
consent, man. Consent. He's asking for consent, even with
Bro,
hugs.
bro, his creepy ass only wanted to touch the baby. He didn't care about her. He was talking to that baby. He's grooming beforehand.
My God, yes.
And how have we not talked about how he only has one eye? He had one eye the whole movie, and then when he got a haircut, he looked so sexy. Like,
You know what? He didn't see 80% of the people he was killing. He couldn't see them. He was just flashing at people at random, and it just happened that some of them were the bad guys.
well, bad guys.
They're bad, okay, dude? You're fucking delusional. Okay, you
What did
always
they do?
beheaded
What did they
movies
do?
in your head.
Look, they're just doing their job. All these guys, they're doing a job. You do a job too, okay? Why was it? How does that make them bad? They're doing what their boss tells them to do, so they get
No,
paid,
and
so
like
they can have a living. They're not bad people.
and like I said, it was more interesting. Like was a more interesting mafia system, I guess, than the
Well,
reverse premium because
was it really
at
mafia
least in
though?
this,
Because, like you said, they were
yeah,
talking
it's
about
it's
weed
it's, it's
first,
like
just like a low
yeah,
rating weed selling, and then they introduced heroin, and that's when everyone started having their like drug war.
yeah, exactly the drug war aspect between like the different bad guys, that was interesting. But the thing is, none of the bad guys were really stood out like as an individual interesting villain.
They
That's
were just
like
there
the
to
whole thing.
die.
Well, Dolce and Gabbana, he had the most
Yeah, that
personality.
was yeah, that's the one that stood out the most because he had the crazy eyes. He
Yeah,
could make like the crazy face,
And he
and
got
the
the
and
best
his
design
fashion
shit.
clothes.
was pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did have the best clothes too.
And
and
he got
everyone
pretty as
messed up
shit.
his white outfits every time. And then who was the guy that got hit in the head with the axe? I don't even remember, but
That
he messed up
reminds
his
me.
outfit too.
That reminds
Uh,
me how in the movie he
that
chased
was
cars
that
like a
guy who
dog.
was beating the
Yeah,
mom.
he was.
That was beating the girl's mom before. That was the guy. He was like,
eh, eh,
you don't
yeah, why
understand the
did
people you are messing with. That
why
guy.
why was he always chasing cars? He's like a stupid dog.
I know
Like
you can see it.
it's one
You
thing.
can see him sticking his tongue out and running like shut the cars.
It's one thing if there was traffic, but there's like no cars on the road except for that one car and no lights. Like, what makes you think you can catch up,
That was his anger that was driving him. The mad dog persona.
bro? He's emotionally immature. That's what it's called. Okay.
He also had one black suit during the whole movie that he kept ironing to use it for the next day while he kills people the
Hey,
next day.
it was fire. That suit was so smooth though,
Yeah, man. I like that suit.
bro. And I love the way his mustache looked once he shaved his hair. I think he was a barber when he was also in the military. Because there's no way you could cut your hair that smooth in like 2 minutes.
I know, dude. Yeah, you have to put some scissors into that
Yeah,
haircut. That's just not gonna do with a machine. And the thing at least for me is that really nobody stands out in this film except for the main character. He's like the one that's memorable for me. Nobody else in the movie is like memorable. And the little girl,
oh,
I guess.
that little girl sucks, man.
No, no,
I like I like the little girl who went home and they found her
no,
body later on.
yeah, she went home. Oh yeah. I actually like the performance of that little
Little
girl in the
girl.
movie. She made me cry
Yeah,
at the
man.
end.
That scene was touching
Bro,
when she was telling about how her life is fucking shit and everybody hates her.
bro, everyone hates her because she's a cunt. Honestly, let's be here. Let's be
Whoa.
honest here.
Dude, what the fuck did she do to
Look,
you? Why are
I'm
you
keeping
doing
it
that to her?
PG.
She didn't even fucking steal anything from you.
Did you what? She did steal. She stole all those credit cards from innocent people, and guess what? They're not getting that money back. She was transferring drugs. She literally walked in on her mom getting tortured with a hair dryer on her leg, and she's just watching like,
Dude, what the fuck do you expect
well,
her to do?
okay,
Turn
Yeah,
into
that's
Superman and beat the shit out of
like,
her?
bro, scream, do something, do anything. She didn't even do anything. She was like, well, okay. This is why people beat her up, okay? This is why like the your lady was slapping her, the kid was slapping her, the cops were slapping her, that lady was trying to throw dirt on her. Look, she's annoying, okay? She doesn't care for others. She only cares about herself. The only person she showed any emotion to was someone who she thought liked her. And he liked her for different reasons, not for what she thought. If he didn't like
those
if he didn't
yeah.
like her,
Yeah,
she wouldn't care
stop
about him at
being an
all.
asshole, buddy. Stop fucking putting your thoughts into
Look,
that. If you wanna fuck a girl, do it, man. Nobody's fucking stopping you. But don't fucking put your fucking ambitions or your fucking thought process on somebody else. You fucking
Look, I
pedo.
watched the movie just like you two. Okay.
Yeah, buddy. You just
Look,
gotta make
she
everything fucking
she
pedophile. A guy talks
she
to girl, you're like, oh,
is
he
a
wants to.
manipulator.
You're a
She
pedo,
is a
bro.
manip. He did. He did. He honestly did.
Yeah.
But she's a manipulator. She's playing all innocent. She's not. She's more guilty than him, and he was killing people for no reason. He is a serial killer. She
No,
is a
that was that
manipulator.
was that was a little. I mean, if you look at the movie from the perspective of him, I don't know what's his name. Honestly, they call him Pawn Shop because
Pawn shop guy.
it would.
They said
Yeah,
his name, but it was
Yeah.
something like
Cha.
it was
something.
something like Cha
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Chauno?
But like looking from his perspective
Chatesik.
is like looking
Chatesik.
from
Yeah.
Bill Cosby's
Chatesik.
perspective.
Chatesik, I think. Chatesik. Chatesik.
Like Bill Cosby's like, I was just giving them pudding pops. That's what I was looking from his perspective. Is like,
Nah, man.
No,
Fuck
no.
off.
Listen. Particularly if you look at from his perspective, remember that scene where she's in the alleyway at night, right? After he denied being her father or whatever. She's in
yeah,
the alleyway at night and she's just going to an alleyway at night like a little kid. And he's seeing this like if you put yourself in his shoes, you're like, shit, this is heartbreaking. But at the same time, I can't take on the responsibility of this kid. This is not my kid. But at the same time, you want to help, but you can't take the responsibility on. So it's like, it's interesting.
Tito.
No, 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 dude. Obviously, you just care for like, it's such a like sad sight to see like a little girl like that go
Yeah.
into a dark alleyway because she
It's
has
not
nowhere
a
else to
sad
go.
sight. If you see
Like, dude,
somebody,
come on.
if you see something like that, you help them.
You forgot. Chaos
Who
has
cares about
Chaos has
Right.
responsibility? It
Chaos
doesn't
has
matter if they're your
psychopath.
Yeah,
kid.
exactly. Yeah,
But
and
he
just
doesn't. But he is trash. He doesn't care about her. He's using her for his own needs.
Dude, he fucking
If
kills
he
so many
cared,
people
he
for
would
her
have
and
saved
you're
her.
like, ah, he does not care.
He killed them for no reason.
Chaos
he
is
cared.
like,
He cared.
if chaos is like you are supposed to know what the fuck is going to happen in future.
You're not supposed to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he
He didn't
didn't
know.
care.
It
He
was
Yeah,
did
no
he
not
did
testament
care
not
to
know.
about
that.
her. That was a false sense. He did not care about her. He cared about what was his. He cared about that she was his. He wanted to own her. They're both manipulators. He wanted to control her, and that's what he did in the end. He controlled her, but he did not care about her as a person. He cared about her
Nah,
as a
dude. Honestly, no, dude. The one that fucked up that kid's life was her mother when she stole the drugs from the mafia guys, and she got
to get
herself
money
killed.
for the kid. That was for them. They get that
Okay,
money, they can have a better life. She did that for the
dude.
kid,
No, it
but
was for
sometimes it
like
don't
that.
work out.
It was for like that white drug. Did you guys notice that they packaged that drug like Pop Tarts? They used the same like the same like wrapper as
Yeah.
Pop Tarts to sell that fucking coke or whatever. Her mom got hooked on that shit, and then she decided to fuck some guys over, and then they cut her up. And then you said, first of all, when she was alive, you said that she was unattractive. When you saw her dead and naked, you were like, ah, she's hot. It's like a fucking weirdo. Okay,
Hey,
and then
look,
and then
I, wa-
the little kid
I
got
was
fucked, dude.
blinded. I was blinded by my own my own insecurities to begin with. Okay, I didn't see her true beauty
Okay.
until she was dead.
No, and then they basically got that little kid, and because that little kid really had nowhere else, no one else to look after her, so
Oh,
they
I
just
thought she
grabbed
had
her.
pedo. I thought she had pedo man to go to look out for her.
He's not even he's not even her stepdad. He's
But
like
she
a pawn
kept
shop
going to
guy.
him. She kept going to him. She's manipulative. She kept
Yeah,
going
dude.
and going to him, no matter what.
Dude, but if you look at the movie, even though they don't over explain it, you can kind of see that he wants to help her, but he's hesitant to help her or get too involved, especially because the mother doesn't want him to get involved either. So she's
Hey, if he,
one minute she's calling him a pedo, and the other minute she's like, "Want to go out with me?" It's
yeah,
just like, okay,
see,
weirdo.
that would have been easy. He could have just gone out with her, and then she would have been fine, right? Because he could have protected them
No,
both.
no, no, no.
Yeah, she wouldn't need the drugs anymore because she'd have him. And then the little girl would have a daddy. He could have easily have done that, but he doesn't care for grown women. He likes them young.
Okay.
This is your hero. He's trash.
He's not a hero. He's like an anti-hero or something like that. He's not really a hero.
He's a villain. How many bodies did he put on the ground? Did he put in the ground?
A lot. I like that he killed him. Fuck him, dude. He was kind of ruthless.
What
I
did they
like that.
do? What did they do to deserve that?
They first of all they fucked
Ew.
with him. They made him deliver a package. So they kind of pranked him too. They're like, go deliver this package and to this guy. It's gonna be funny. And then they called the cops on them to fuck
Hey,
him over.
and guess what happened? One of the biggest drug distributors in that area is gone thanks to him. Look, the drugs are what killed the mom. He just avenged the mom. Okay, he got rid of the person that was distributing the drugs everywhere.
I've seen that cliche movies too, where it's just like when the mob has something over you and you owe them a favor, and they keep like fooling you. They're like, yeah, once you do this, I'll release you. Once you do this, I'll release you. They're never gonna release you. So why fucking comply? You know what I mean? At that point, you're either their bitch forever, or you go in there and start killing people right away, John Wick style, which is what this guy did
He's not.
eventually.
John Wick was smooth. This guy was so clumsy. And plus, John Wick, he fought gun to gun. This guy's a coward. He
Dude,
fought gun to
John Wick
knife.
was inspired
These
by
people
this
had
movie.
No, he
knives.
used
Did
guns.
you not know that?
Yeah, I can tell by how crappy John Wick was.
Dude, I like John Wick, man. You killed my dog, I'm gonna fucking kill your fucking entire family.
This dude didn't even have a dog.
He had a kid.
Well, no, he didn't. He never had a kid.
Well,
It wasn't his kid.
yeah,
It was
but
like a
she
yeah.
wanted him to be her dad.
Bro.
She wanted someone to be there
She,
for him.
they were both manipulating each other to get what they wanted. In the end, they got it.
One wanted a kid and one wanted a dad, and they both
No,
had a
one
family.
wanted a little girl to touch him. The other one wanted an old man to love her.
My God.
And she got two
What
old
a
men.
twisted mind, huh? What a dirty little twisted mind you have, you fucking asshole.
What did he ask her? What was the last thing he asked
Hug.
her?
Because
I
he
think
was
he
what
asked
going
for a
to prison
cupcake.
now. That
I
was
think
the
he asked for a
final.
cupcake at the end.
Yep. Hug and a cupcake.
Dude, hug because he saw her kid inside of her. So he's like, that was his way of reuniting with his kid.
He never had a kid.
He was going to.
No, that's not. Nah, just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you're gonna have a kid. That's the sad truth.
Especially when
Dude,
a
Dude, he
when a
even
when a
got the
truck
Compl-
shoes.
runs
He
you
even
over out
got
of
the
nowhere.
shoes.
yeah.
He even got the
Complications.
shoes.
Those weren't even shoes. They were fucking towels. Towels with a fucking like a rope tied around them.
I mean,
He,
they.
he went to literally the dollar store and got the cheapest one. He didn't get
No,
the $3 ones.
dude.
He got that 50-cent ones.
That shop
50
was
cent
nice, but
per.
that shop was not a dollar store. What the fuck?
Bro, he had a nice jacket.
Oh, that was a fancy dollar store. It
Yeah.
was.
Bro, but there's plenty of complications when you're giving childbirth. Like, so there's a chance the child will never have been born. So technically, he never had a child.
No, I
The
mean
wife was
they were kind
pregnant.
of late in the pregnancy, so.
No, you couldn't even tell she was pregnant.
My
What's she proud for? Still, what is she proud for?
Dude, they did an ultrasound. She was showing that this is our kid.
Proud for what?
For being
Dude,
able to have a kid. Not everyone can
I think I
have that.
think she was in the movie for 2 minutes. They show her in a, s- in a, on a seat. She smiles at him. And they, okay, who is this bitch? And then they show her again. She's in the same seat. She smiles at him. We're gonna have a baby. He's not even that happy. He's just awkward there, like looking at her. And then he says, "Can I hug you both?" And then they hug. That's it. And then the next thing you know, a fucking car comes in and gets her. And like,
She probably had more scenes, but she couldn't act. So they're like,
To be
let's
honest,
just
I
kill her
haven't
off.
seen her in anything. Like I haven't seen her in any shows
I
or
mean, no, his
movies.
backstory was rushed, and it didn't make me sympathize for him or anything like that. Honestly, I really felt true sympathy and empathy for the little girl
Yeah, I
because,
mean,
like,
they just
okay,
wanted to show like why there's an extra reason for him, because just having a girl in a pitiful situation does not is not
That
enough
doesn't
to make him.
relate to him having a kid.
No, it's like he sees the kid inside of her.
What about all those other kids that were like sitting in the place with shit everywhere?
So he freed them.
He didn't ask for a
what?
hug. He didn't ask for one hug from them. And they were in the same, if not worse, situation
Yeah,
than her.
because he was not seeing the
Because he
daughter.
doesn't care because they were little boys
Oh my
and
god.
skinny little girls. She was the new one on the block.
My god, seriously.
He is, look,
Jesus Christ,
look.
how the fuck do you make everything sound so bad?
Did you not watch the movie? They were all in the
My
same
god.
situation as
Jesus
her.
Christ. Chaos, chaos?
Some of them died.
How the fuck can you think in
You
such a
saw
twisted manner,
when
huh?
he saw the dead
You
girl when he
are a
pulled her out.
twisted motherfucker, buddy.
He kneeled down and he was touching her
You
hands
are a
because he saw
twisted
he had the same
motherfucker.
nail polish as him. But
You
then
know
when he
what?
saves the little kids, there's shit everywhere and they're real skinny. He's like, here, call the police. He gives them a phone and he leaves. But the other girl, he's like, I want you to hug me, girl. He is chasing her. He only wants her for selfish reasons, man. This guy, he's not a good guy.
Dude, he is a good guy, but I mean, realistically, all those kids that he freed, they're probably gonna be the next future drug dealers because they know already how to make that stuff.
And the little
They got the
girl,
experience.
what's little orphan Annie gonna be? She did the
He's gonna
same
be the
shit.
yeah. She's
She
gonna be
got
the
away.
new
The only
leader.
difference is she got people to stop her from getting killed. Multiple people. She's manipulated. She manipulated so many men in this movie. Not just our pedo hero.
But the
She
Thailand guy.
manipulated Manny Pacquiao.
I
She
felt,
manipulated
I kind of felt
Dolce and
bad for
Gabbana
Manny
too,
Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao was killed like nothing.
for no reason. For
Dude
no
could not
reason.
even say that that girl is alive. Dude was just God.
Are we gonna talk about how the cops kicked the guy in a wheelchair and nobody cared?
That was
That
funny.
was funny.
It was a drop kick too, and not one person cared.
You know what? I respect that guy. That guy saw an opportunity he will probably never have again to kick somebody in a wheelchair with a flying kick, and he took it. I would have taken it too. Like respect to that guy, bro.
What if this guy wasn't? What if this guy was actually in a wheelchair? Not one person would have cared.
The cops were weak in this movie. I remember seeing the face of the guy and eventually recognizing which of the cops were. They're just there. Like I don't even know their names. I don't know. They're just making the plot move forward, but they don't really stand out as
Yeah,
like characters.
and the cops. Their only purpose was just to get beat up by the pedo in the jail, and that, besides that, they didn't do much. What happened to that? The Chinese translator, the fat guy who asked for snacks.
He's still there. Dude was
He was like, "I'm
roped in for no
sorry."
reason.
I mean, this movie, like I said, is similar to Liberal from Ebo, and it's not only that, it's similar to other action movies, like where you got this guy who's a loner and he reluctantly gets involved in something he was trying to not get involved, and then he's into deep into it, and he has to kill a bunch of people, and then at one point he contacts his friend, his supplier, who's always like, "Hey man, you are you looking right? Are you sleeping? You sleeping okay?" He's concerned about him.
We
Like
said
I'm your
one
friend,
word
but
in
I'm
three
also
years. The first time we've talked in
yeah.
3 years. You need some weapons?
Exactly. It's like it hits a lot of the same cliches of an action movie. It was still like somewhat entertaining, but all the lagging. Oh, my favorite part of the movie, my actual favorite part of the movie is like when Ash left for 40 minutes and we just stood there and had to talk about what he was doing, dude, to entertain ourselves. That was like the best part of the movie right there.
Yeah, we heard what you were doing.
Dude, I left for only 20 minutes.
It
Uh,
felt like an hour, honestly, like 2 hours at least.
It
like
felt.
you gotta stop. You gotta stop coming in the toilet. Like we heard your sister cousin. She was like, "Stop coming in the toilet. We hear you
It's
all
the same
night."
time. Yes,
Well, overall, I'd say the movie. I wasn't a fan. The story, the characters, even the action in it, it
Yeah,
didn't
the
get
movie
me.
was subpar for
Out
me.
of 10, I'd give it a 4 out of 10.
That's too low. You give notebooks a
It's
fucking
my
6.
rating. It's my rating. It's a 4 out of 10.
Also, you are factoring in like the time it took for us to finish the movie as well as
No,
a part of
I'm
it.
not. I'm just going. The
Yeah.
main thing I put in my rating, the acting. There's a few scenes that were good. Everything else was pretty trash. Like some reason they were speaking English. Some reasons they're speaking Chinese, Korean. I don't know.
I'd give it
The
a 5 out of
actions.
10 at least. Like
Before
4 is too low. At least give it 5 or 6.
I
you
give
know
it a
what?
4.
I think we actually would enjoy this movie with the bad dub better, because at least we would be laughing at it a little bit more with the bad dub. But we went with the original one. Uh, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 too. It,
Bruh.
it, it sucks. I mean, probably honestly, if without the interruptions, it would probably be a 5 out of 10, or barely making five because it's not a horrible movie.
It's
You can
still
sit and
better
watch
than
it and
the.
not get bored
It's still
through the
better
whole
than
thing.
the Notebook and the Power Rangers.
It really isn't.
No, not the Power Rangers. The notebook. No, no, it really isn't, bro. Even the notebook beats it. I'm sorry, bro. Uh,
Yo, I'm kind of interested in seeing what those reaction channels were watching, seeing in those scenes they were watching. Like what were they seeing in this movie that we missed?
I think
if you think, go ahead.
I think the main thing is that in these kind of movie you prefer to go in one go, because if you keep on stopping it kind of ruins the experience. And I think that
Yeah, it does.
it like even I don't want to do it, but subconsciously as well, like some part of me is still not able to appreciate it as much as if I would have watched it in one go first time. But yeah, and this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say with lag, it was like 4 out of 10. With probably without lag, will probably be a 5 out of 10. It would improve it a little bit, but not that much because the story still wasn't that great. I mean, it's generic. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not that like super bad, but like it's a little generic in terms of
And
story.
and they brought up Obama, bro. Fuck Obama, man.
They.
It needed, you know what it needed? It needed stronger characters, like stronger individual
Yeah,
characters.
agreed.
Uh, because the main character was alright, the little girl was alright, but you needed like a strong villain and maybe one other character. Because Deliver Us from Evil had the main guy, it had the prostitute, it had the butcher. At least you had three of them that like were like somewhat memorable. You know what I mean? And you had the little girl, but the little girl in this movie is actually a better than the one from
Yeah,
Deliver Us from
Deliverers
Evil.
from
I
Evil was
think.
better for me as well. Like that movie was fine. I enjoyed it.
I remember,
Also,
but I agree.
one thing that I did notice about this film, it was like it has like traditional like martial arts sounds, like in the whoosh, whoosh. It sounded like
For
like
no
they're
reason.
breaking like a log, like a wood log. They're like, I like this. I actually like this. I actually like the sound.
I would
But
have
in
preferred
terms
if it
of
had
like,
more gore, like if it had more like brutal scenes, but it had none, absolutely none.
There was thing with the guy he was torturing, the
That's
Dolce and
the
Gabbana.
climax. No. The last guy. The Dolce and Gabbana was actually a better death. That one was better. But the last guy where he shot him in the bulletproof car. That movie, that scene, I don't know.
Could have been
It could
better.
have been better.
Yeah,
Like he
like
did.
why the fuck you gonna kill someone with a gun? Like torture him a little, take his eye out, like fucking burn him alive, do some shit.
It's a build up, right? Exactly. You're doing like a build up to this is the guy that
And
truly
then you
deserves it.
all
Like
you're doing is like I was expecting like okay he's going to break the bulletproof glass, dragging outside and then torture him, but he was like boom. I'm like what the fuck, man? Seriously, we watched all this for just this. There.
Well, some of us watched for like 4 hours. Others of us watched for like 3.5.
Dude, it was just 20 minutes.
Okay. So 4 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Chaos has given it 4 out of 10. Rook has given it 4 out of 10. I have given it 5 out of 10. That was the movie. I expected the movie to be good, but it turned out to be a disappointment. But then again, it was because of the time that have passed as well. But yeah, that's about it. I hope the next movie
Excuses.